Holla back, youngins. It's Jordan. It's just me today. Wesley has work, but that works out because I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about the gameplay and also about Advanced Warfare, some different things that he probably wouldn't be able to give that much feedback on because he hasn't really been playing this game that much. So anyways, I wanted to talk about weapon balance, and I'm focused so hard right now on not saying because I did a couple takes on this before and I was listening to it back. And I was like, oh, I think that was pretty good. And then I listened to it. It's like, I don't know about you guys. Like, I say a lot, and you don't really always notice it. But then once you start thinking about it, you always hear it. Like, whenever somebody says you're just like constantly thinking about it. So I'm trying hard not to say it. If I do say it, please don't hate me. I say not Anyways, I'm already rambling, and I'm trying to keep it a little bit concise. This is a pretty long gameplay. I think it was like 13 minutes when I was playing it. I cut it down to about 7.5 minutes because there were a couple boring parts. There were a few parts where I just went on death streaks. There's just one kid in this lobby who has a riot shield. I hate riot shielders. Like, I don't know. I gotta say though, the riot shield elite version, if you've seen it or if you have it, that thing is sick. My friend Josh, who I was playing with this game, he lives in Florida. If you go way back to our first commentary ever, you will see him. Well, you won't see him, but he was in our first ever video, and then we stopped posting for like a year or something after we did a few videos. But we're back now and we're active and I'm loving it. So anyways, I digress again. But he was the one who turned me on to this Acog scope. I really hadn't used this scope though. I've used all of the scopes on this weapon. I've been using the thermal, the variable zoom, just the regular. I really like the regular. I know some people, I think Sprat maybe, was talking about how he didn't like the regular scope that much, but I love it. Like, it's so fun, and I'm more accurate when I use it. It's probably my best scope. And it also aims down sights faster than the variable zoom and the thermal. But I've been switching it up just for clips and also just because they're all really fun to use. But anyways, I hadn't used the Acog scope. And then Josh was, he was like, I'm going to try it out. And I was like, alright, I'll try it out too. I haven't used it before. And this was probably my, I'm not going to give a number, but it was one of my first games with it. Probably my fifth or something. And I was just on with it, and I really like this scope actually. It's all of the scopes in this game. One thing that I really think that the game did well is all of the scopes feel like a different weapon to me. Maybe not a totally different weapon. This feels like the MORS, but when I use the variable zoom, when I use the thermal, I feel like I'm sniping with a different sniper because the aim down sights time changes, and just the whole feel of the weapon changes, and I really like that. I think they did a great job with that. But what I wanted to talk about a little was weapon balance. And since this is a sniping gameplay, I thought I'd start by talking about sniping and how I feel it fits into this game, and also what I think makes sniping strong in any game. And I'd love some feedback on this if you guys are snipers, or, even if you're not, I'd love to hear your opinions in the comments section to let me know what you guys think. But I was thinking about how, in general, I would consider that the time that it takes to aim down sights with a sniper rifle and kill someone is what makes sniping strong in any game. I mean, granted, if you have to aim down sights and kill somebody and it's like really quick, but then you have like a 5-second bolt action time, it's not going to be strong in that game. But that hasn't really been the case. So in general, it's about how quickly you can kill people, right? And I was thinking about that, and then I was thinking about Black Ops 2 and how at the beginning of Black Ops 2, I was specifically thinking back to a Pomage commentary. I think that was the first video I ever saw from Pomage. And it was the first Black Ops 2 sniping commentary, I think. And he was talking about how sniping in this game is difficult, and it's a change, and it's a challenge, and I like it. And yeah, when you pick up the game, it definitely is more difficult than other games, but as the game's cycle kind of went on, it became stronger. And yes, people are always going to complain in any game about sniping, and that's a subject for a different commentary. But in general, I would say that Black Ops 2 sniping was pretty strong. I'm not going to say stronger than Modern Warfare 2. I'm not really going to compare it to other games, but just in general, I think it probably was balanced, in my personal opinion. There hasn't really been a game where I think sniping isn't balanced, except maybe Modern Warfare 2, but I didn't really play that game that much. But in terms of Black Ops 2, it became something where people would get annoyed. And like I said, any game people get annoyed about sniping, but I would say sniping in Black Ops 2 was actually pretty decent. It was pretty strong. And so I was thinking about this game and how people can't really pick up a sniper and do that well with it if they haven't sniped before. And that has to do with the way the scope looks, how long it takes to aim down sights, a few different factors. And I do like that. But I was also kind of thinking about, as this game goes on, is it going to be the kind of game where people are like, sniping was really strong in that game? And then I was thinking about Black Ops 2. I know I'm jumping around a little bit, but I was thinking about what made sniping in that game strong, if you think sniping in that game is strong, which I do think it's pretty good. And I was thinking about it has a lot to do with the maps, which I really, maybe for most people that's pretty obvious. You know, if you haven't played the game before, probably the first thing you would think of is, oh, are they long maps and stuff? And you know, as somebody who's just played Call of Duty for so long, the first thing that comes to my mind is just aim down sights time. But it really comes down to the maps, I think, is a big part of it. And the thing in this game, I really do actually like the maps, and because of the mobility, I think that it makes all the weapon classes viable and usable. But I think that that really plays into sniping because there are a lot of long lines of sight. So if you're using a shotgun, you can navigate most of the maps pretty well, but if you're using a sniper, you can also do pretty well. So that's pretty much all I wanted to say on sniping, because I also did want to touch on a couple different weapon categories. Primarily SMGs, because I know a lot of people have been saying SMGs need to be buffed, you know, they're not strong in this game. And I actually disagree with that. I really hadn't gotten that much of a chance to use SMGs. Well, I had a chance, I just didn't use them, because I've just been sniping mostly and, you know, using shotguns and some different stuff. But after playing last night, I watched the Dying Soldier montage, and you know, you just watch a rushing montage, it just makes you want to just get out there and just start sprinting around using whatever weapon they were using. And so I did that, and I felt like a walking highlight reel. Like I'm honestly not trying to brag, but just in terms of how much I was able to do, I got some really insane clips that I'm going to put in the next montage. But it just, every single game, I felt like I was saving clips because I was able to run around and effectively get a lot of kills really quickly. And I think any game is going to be assault rifle dominated because that's just the way it works. Assault rifles are supposed to be the most versatile weapons. But I think if you guys give SMGs a chance, and if you're playing on pretty good connection, they're actually really strong in this game, and I think they're pretty balanced. But anyways, I'd love to get you guys' feedback on that, what your opinions are. The game's coming to an end right here. Unfortunately, we did lose. I'm going to blame Josh. I'm not going to pretend like I was running around on the flags, but I think I did a decent job playing the objective somewhat. But yeah, anyways, we have a lot of different videos coming soon. If you have a suggestion or something you want to see, leave a comment below. And if you enjoy the video, a like helps us out a lot.